The following is a presentation of TFNN. Time to talk about your health. Living a primal lifestyle.
You know, we have Tom from Tampa on the phone. Hey, Tom. Good morning. It's bright and early now, huh?
Hey, Paige. Good.
Hi, Tom.
How you guys doing, Nico?
Doing great.
Good. Hey, your newsletter's outstanding, man. I'm telling you, man, it is outstanding. And so is the Primal Edge. I love that stuff. I'd never be without it. I mean, I've been on it now 3-4 months, man. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how good I feel.
Primal Edge is, people are raving about it. People who are trying it, they know because you can feel it.
Would not be without it.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now your hosts, Nico Haan and Paige Clarke.
Well, good morning. I am Paige Clarke, and welcome to Living a Primal Lifestyle, where we explore a return to a more balanced, natural, wild world.
Yes, and we do this to regain our rights and freedoms and recover our health. I'm Nico Haan.
That's right, you are. Nico Haan, and it's 74 degrees here, already warming up in downtown Clearwater. And we'd like to ask you to subscribe to our excellent Health Signals newsletter. Nico's had a new one out this last week. Always good stuff, and he kind of highlights his upcoming trip, and he'll be heading out next week, and we'll both kind of maybe have a little time off in the next week and kind of reconnect.
Sounds good to me.
And also pick up some of our Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. You can buy it in your back office with Tiger Dollars if you're part of the TFNN family.
And you can always reach us at 877-927-6648 on the show and talk to us.
That's right. Or you can email us at paige@tfnn.com.
And Nico at TFNN.com.
That's right.
It's all right. I'm on vacation already.
Yeah, you're already. Your mind's out. You're ready to go. That's okay with me. I'm excited for you, and we're looking forward to hear about all the exciting things. Of course, if you didn't watch the show, our last show, Nico really went over a lot of the stuff that he's going to explore in search of Bigfoot. But today, I want to highlight a call to action.
Okay.
Because all it takes is for good people to do nothing, for things to go awry. And many of our colleagues and people that we team up with are really seeking, the Weston A. Price has a bulletin, Nora Gagatas has a bulletin, and it's regarding an organic farm under threat. So let me give you some information, because we only have a few days to take action and maybe make a difference for this farm. So unfortunately, toxic glyphosate is coming to a field, an organic field near you. And many of you have undoubtedly heard of Azure Standard. Azure Standard is one of the world's leading, largest online grocery stores, and also the leading independent distributor of non-GMO organic foods in the entire U.S.
Yeah, their business is located in Oregon, and Nora Gagatas, who wrote this article, says she's purchased a thing or two from them in the past. Among many, many things you could carry includes, their own fresh organic produce.
Yes, and they offer a variety of grains, too.
Yeah, and beef, and grown organically in Morrow, located in central Oregon, in Sherman County.
This is in Sherman County, Oregon. And that is about to change. The organic part of that is... and this is not by choice. And what you can only imagine is Monsanto's dream come true thing. Big agribusiness shills in Sherman County are about to force Azure Farms to spray toxic and, according to the World Health Organization, carcinogenic glyphosate on its fields in order to eradicate a particular weed.
Yeah, and this is because the county, Sherman County, has decided to change its interpretation of the statutory code surrounding the control of noxious weeds.
Sounds like these executives in the county have had their pockets padded by Monsanto.
That's
black
exactly
suits.
what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And the weeds they're talking about are morning glory, Canadian thistle, and white top, which
And
are...
haven't we talked about the fact that weeds hold medicinal powers? We spent a lot of shows, you and I, showing weeds and explaining that these are medicine in your backyard.
Right.
We have got to object. We cannot be numbed and dumbed down by just zoned out and not do anything. We've got to let these people know, no, it is not okay.
Well, particularly because these weeds are relatively easy to control, although maybe not 100%, but they're easy if you just go through and pick them out. It's pretty easy. There's organic.
Oh, you can pour salt water on weeds. Folks, this is the whole point. We don't need to kill weeds. Weeds are there for a purpose.
Yeah.
They're there to distract. So I really believe this is kind of an Orwellian precedent, and it's being imposed, the fact that it's being imposed upon the largest independent distributor of non-GMO organic foods just seems a little too much like coincidence. So they plan to put a lien on the farm in order to help the county pay for the costs of spraying.
So the tax dollars are going to do the spraying.
They always do this. How do we get tax dollars to pay for the damage caused by corporations? This happens with fluoridation. Yeah. This happens with vaccination. The vaccine court is all paid by tax dollars.
Yeah.
But this is just, this has me really fired up.
Yeah, and there's a court hearing that happens on May 22nd, which I think is next Tuesday. And their plan is to quarantine Azure farms and then commence the spraying. This is really bad.
They want to spray the entire 2,000-acre farm with a chemical cocktail of increasingly toxic pesticides, including Escort, Milestone, and Roundup, immediately thereafter. It's not good enough in the minds of the Sherman County officials to simply control these weeds, which is undoubtedly doable through organic methods. According to the official decree, they must be eradicated. And according to them, the only manner in which this is possible is through toxic spraying. This is kind of like the toxic spraying of our bodies through antibiotics. And what has it gotten us? Nothing but pestilence. Yeah. It's gotten us MRSA. Mm-hmm. It's gotten us gut dysbiosis. It's gotten everything.
And the way, of course, we could spray each individual little weed. That would be the way to do it, the smart way. If you're going to use any spray, you could go around the garden and spray. They have to spray it broadly.
It's absolutely not good. And this is the reason, Nico, because it doesn't just get in the weed, it gets in the soil, and the soil is then contaminated and it gets passed between the communication network. Wait till you see the interview Stephen and I did with Dr. Zach Bush at Restore. It was phenomenal, and it just really drove home that point that we are damaging the soil, and that is like the macrocosm, and we're the microcosm. Our bodies are the soil, and what we're putting in here is damaging the soil. So there's no excuse to spray these weeds.
Yeah, no, the way these sprays work, of course, you spray the whole field. That's the way it was designed, and it won't hurt the crop. But of course, this stuff has stickers on it, so it sticks to the plant. There's no way you can scrub it off. So this is really, really bad.
Yeah, and this is really interesting. Like Nora makes this point. She says she's rather stymied over it. I'm frankly stymied. Since until this moment, many of us have seen Oregon as a shining jewel within the U.S. with respect to its broad embrace of sustainable organic farming. I say this is a sign that organic farming is seriously under attack. They're going to the breadbasket of organic farming, and they want to attack it from within. And they're doing that by persuading these officials. And like Nora said, she had to read Azure's Standards press release multiple times to even believe it was happening. It's surreal. So folks, please take action. This might not be in your backyard, but we've got to realize in the quantum entanglement, it is your backyard. Everything that's happening is affecting all of us.
I say it's in the front yard.
Yeah, it is. It's not just your backyard, it's your front yard. Please take action. Email or call Sherman County Court today and stop them from spraying over 2,000 acres of organic farms with herbicides. Please, Sherman County, Oregon, May 22nd, this goes into action. We have to stop it. They are few. We are many, but they are few. Have a voice. They make a difference.
We'll be right back.
Be right back.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Nico and Paige take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And welcome back to the show, folks. You know, we're talking about Monsanto here.
Yeah, speaking of these creeps, did Monsanto hire online trolls to attack their critics?
Right. Our agricultural wars are being waged with trolls. In the U.S. District Court in San Francisco, plaintiffs have a pending lawsuit, have accused Monsanto of using online trolls to counter negative posts that people post.
Well, folks, let's just be real clear. If you are Monsanto is undoubtedly using trolls, hired people that sit back. You can always tell a troll because you go to their thing and they don't have that many friends, and they have very odd pictures and so forth. But Monsanto is famous for doing this along with the pharmaceutical industry, which when we go back up the family tree, we see they're very related. They're usually the same people own the pesticide and chemical companies that own
Bayer is a big company of drugs.
Well, absolutely, and they're also big pesticide.
Exactly.
Well, most of our drugs are actually pesticides.
Yeah,
they don't know what to do with the stuff. Chemo, it's mustard gas from Vietnam. But yeah, so this is what's happening, and the accusations were revealed after a judge ruled that pretrial documents from 50 pending lawsuits against the company should and could be released. And the lawsuits allege that exposure to Roundup caused the plaintiffs or loved ones to develop non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, while Monsanto covered up the product's risk. It's beyond non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, folks. It's probably most of the dis-ease that we're suffering today because it disrupts the soil. It disrupts the soil in the earth, and it disrupts the soil in our bodies, our
the Roundup has been on the market for a long time, folks, and they have stronger versions of Roundup that last the whole year now. And
it's off patent, so now all the other companies are copying it.
Yeah.
So this is a really big problem.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just amazing.
So the FDA has started testing food for the herbicides just in 2016. So that's how far behind the FDA usually is. You know, they wait for these complaints, I guess, to mount up. I don't know what it takes, but it's a very strange thing.
Well, yeah, keep on going with that news. I want to read a poem that just really speaks to me while I'm looking it up, as you kind of can go on with that article. If
Well,
you
in the document, the plaintiffs allege that Monsanto has a aptly named Let Nothing Go program through which it responds to every accusation, even on Facebook. So they go to these sites and they look at it if there's anything negative, and then they sort of put a comment on there that is the other side of the story.
They usually hire these science students.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they hire like science students or pre-med students or something, and they kind of help pay for their education and say, look, you know, we're just going to dole out these things, and we want you to respond in kind.
Yeah, the company is accused of doing this through third party with no connection to the industry and hiring them to post pro-Monsanto comments on new articles and its Facebook posts. It's also accused of quietly backing organizations like the Genetic Literacy Project and the American Council on Science and Health in the same way tobacco companies once did.
It's the same way as the tobacco companies, the same way as the pharmaceutical companies. And this is something that we know that these trolls, they're just sitting there trolling around waiting for comments. They've got all these, this sophisticated software that tracks all this. And I know this from being involved one time when the CDC whistleblower came out about the MMR shot, and I made a comment on Facebook literally within seconds. I was like,
bombarded,
being attacked. I mean, so, and these aren't my friends. How would they know what my posts are? Well, it's because they have these feeds, so they know how to watch it.
Very interesting.
So, it's really, really quite disturbing thing. I want to, before we go on, is there anything else that we should cover in that?
Earlier this year, Monsanto Vice President of Global Strategy, Scott Patriot, told Science that ghostwriting was an unfortunate term and an inappropriate way to refer to the collaborative scientific engagement that went on here.
Well, we already know that that the previous chief editor of the New England Journal of Medicine said that you cannot trust the research published, and that much of the pharmaceutical, remember, pharmaceutical equals pest control equals Monsanto, they're almost the same birds to a feather or whatever, and that they are using ghostwriters to do this. So, but before we go on to something else, this is a poem from The Mask of Arnicky, written by Percy Bysshe Shelley, and it gives me goosebumps. And I want to share this with you all. And it's considered a quotable quote, and I love it. And it's just a section of this longer poem, but it's rise like lions after slumber, in unvanquishable number. Shake your chains to earth like dew, which in sleep have fallen on you. Ye are many, they are few.
Wow.
So that's what we have to remember. There's just a very few people in the world that, when we look at organizations such as this company, we have to understand that they're part of the disinformation. And when we speak up, when the good people do something versus good people doing nothing, we can change things.
And the way to change things is, because we're talking about the grand solar minimum often and talking about ADAPT 2030, he has friends that are working on solutions for planting both inside and outside in protective domes, in IKEA-type furniture things that we talked about.
Right.
And probably the thing to do if you're really concerned about your food not being organic and being sprayed is to start
grow it
doing
yourself.
Yeah.
We can create a revolution. We can refuse to buy their products. We can choose to shop at different stores. But this is kind of goes beyond our own choices, folks. I think this is allowing purposeful poisoning of our environment. And as a consumer and a person living on this planet Earth, we have to stand up. And we have to embrace the technologies, because there are technologies that can eradicate and help reverse this.
Yeah, so
and they're coming, and there's some people, very powerful people, that want to make a difference and are involved. Again, I'm going to bring up, I can't wait to share that with our listeners, Dr. Zach Bush from Restore for Life, Restore. It's a product that has just a really almost unworldly opportunity. It looks like we've got a caller, Alan from Largo, who has an update on the farm situation. Thank you, Alan. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Alan.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing great, Alan. Nice to hear from you.
Wonderful. What do you have for us?
Well, I also got the email from Nora about the farm in Oregon, and I shot off an email to the commissioners there, including some articles about, what glyphosate can do to you and that type of thing. But anyway, I got an email early this morning from the they had a commission meeting last night that they got over 40,000 emails yesterday.
Wow.
And the CEO of the company says, tonight we had a very productive meeting with the county commission and weed board in Sherman County. First, we'd like to thank our loyal supporters for helping spread the word and for voicing your concerns. Sherman County reportedly received over 40,000 emails to date about this matter. You helped to open a whole new level of debate about organic farming and the benefits of clean, healthy food. The county commission has now agreed to work with us on a proper weed plan that does not include the use of toxic chemicals, and we would like to thank them for their level-headed approach.
Oh, that's awesome. We're going on a break here.
Oh, my gosh.
But,
all it takes is for good people to do something, and you are one of those good people, Alan.
So stick around after the break.
Yeah, stay on,
we want to talk
Alan.
a little bit more, Alan.
Okay, sure.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
We'd like to tell you about the personal training studio that Nico is the owner and president of, Performance Training. Since 1998, Nico has trained individuals and groups to improve their health both mentally and physically. As a certified personal trainer, Nico's main focus is on demonstrating exercises correctly to avoid injury and teaching his clients how to manage their past injuries while getting the most out of their personal training sessions. The Performance Training Studio is filled with unique training equipment that enhances balanced results at a faster rate while minimizing damage and discomfort. For more information, you can give Nico a call at 727-418-8740 or email him at nico@tfnn.com. Let him know you heard him on TFNN and save up to $100 on a special package just for TFNN listeners. Act today.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And welcome back to Living a Primal Lifestyle. Alan, are you still with us? We want to talk a little bit more about this insult to our food system. What do you know?
Yeah, I'm still here. The last sentence of the email says there's still a couple meetings we will have with the county officials to work out final implementation of this plan. But we are now very optimistic that this will work out in a good way for all concerned. Thank you for your support. And sincerely, David Cross, Director of Marketing for Azer Standard Farms. That was just super.
Yeah, it's nice to get a response, because then you know at least they're listening.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I wouldn't have known it without Nora's email. So
right.
I give her big kudos too.
Yeah. Oh, she's right on top of everything. And of course, the Weston A. Price Alliance for Natural Health. I got it coming at me from a number of directions, and I just really want to thank everybody. You know, this is not the time to stop. We should continue to show our support to this county and our desire to have clean, healthy soil, and that it's beyond killing a weed. It's about killing the soil, which is what creates all foods and grows all plants. So I really, really want to thank everyone in advance for taking that little time. Thank God we can all just Google and get a phone number and let our voice be heard. And I think it's a great move.
Absolutely.
Now, Alan,
Yeah,
I wanted to ask you another question, because you went over and got some amino acids from Dr. Minkoff. How's that going?
Yeah, you know, I don't think I exactly had the same exact reaction as you do. I think you work out a lot harder than I do, to be honest. But I definitely feel it when I take them, and I'm still doing them.
Yeah, in the beginning, it's a good idea to take a couple of double doses to get into it.
Yeah.
So I'd recommend doing that. When you take a double dose, it really does work immediately. And even the single doses, you can be very clear in your thinking, and your body's kind of humming.
Yeah, absolutely. Nico, do you think I have the email address? Because that, you know, even though they had this meeting last night, it still goes down to the final hearing on
the 22nd.
On the 22nd, like you said.
Yeah.
I have the email address in front of me of the person at the
give that to us, would you?
Yeah, it's L. Hernandez, HERNANDEZ, at co.sherman.or.us.
Beautiful.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time in case someone needed to grab a pen. Maybe Al can jot it down with a hand. I don't know if he has an extra hand to write this down. Maybe we can flash it back up on the screen. Say that one more time.
Okay, it's L. Hernandez, and Hernandez is spelled HERNANDEZ, at co.sherman.or.us.
Awesome.
Or you can call them at 541-565-3416.
Beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that valuable information. And again, if you didn't get a chance to jot that down, if you were driving and it wasn't safe for you, just call Sherman County, Oregon, and tell them, just remember Hernandez, and get that message to the right person. And thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being one of those good people.
Thanks a lot. See you next time.
You're welcome. Hey, Nico,
Yeah.
I have one last thing. I watched that video you posted on Facebook with the guy you're going to see in Colorado this morning. That was awesome.
I know.
I know.
Like flabbergasted.
Yeah, that was the one he taped yesterday. I didn't get a chance to show that on the show, but it was an amazing sight. And he wrote me this morning, said we're expecting snow for the next 2 days. Hopefully the snow will be gone when I get there, so we'll see.
One time in that video, he's on top, and he goes, man, I hope Nico can make it up here. And I'm thinking to myself, he'll make it, dude.
All right. Yeah, who knows?
We'll see.
If we have time, maybe we can show it at the end.
Thanks a lot, folks.
Cool.
I mean, thanks a lot, Alan.
Always nice to talk to you, Alan. Thanks for calling.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Oh, I'm so glad that he
Yeah,
had
that's
that.
an hour video, I think.
I'm so glad that he had that update. Listen, before we go to that article, let's do a little segue a little bit, because Alan did bring up, and you asked him about if he was using the amino acids from Dr. Minkoff from bodyhealth.com, Perfect Amino. And I wanted to share some information that Dr. Minkoff shared. And he put a link in his newsletter called "That Doctors Discover the Secret Weapon Against Memory Loss." And this was actually found at Mayo Clinic. And, it really starts to work in just a few hours. So, it really comes back to being able to break down the materials that we need. And Dr. Minkoff has done a great job explaining that to us. But studies show that this breakthrough boosts your memory and concentration in 3 ways. And here we really have it. It boosts your circulation through the brain and the rest of your body. It helps stop the production of dangerous proteins. That's the number one cause of cognitive decline.
Yeah, it fires up the frontal lobe of the brain. That's the part of the brain that controls sharpness, decision-making, emotions, and behaviors.
So, this kind of results in lesser of those senior moments, whether you're senior or not. I mean, we're seeing more and more people not being able to be focused. And, so what is this breakthrough? This kind of came through as a bulletin that Dr. Minkoff shared from a supplement company. And so what is the remarkable breakthrough that does so much for your memory? It's a gas molecule produced by your body called nitric oxide. Right. And you may have heard of nitric oxide. It got a lot of press when the people who discovered it were awarded the Nobel Prize. I think that was in 1998. And there's been a lot written about nitric oxide.
Yeah, since that discovery, a lot has been written about it. And nitric oxide can also help your heart. It also helps your arteries.
Helps circulation.
Helps your sex life. So what could be wrong with that?
Well, I think that's the basis of a lot of these things. But and since nitric oxide promotes the flow of oxygen and nutrients through your body and really helps to educate the endothelial function, the inside lining of our arteries, all the way down to our smallest capillaries. This is very important in literature. And but the problem is, by the time we're 40, your nitric oxide levels start to drop. And so what's the best way to raise nitric oxide levels? That's the million-dollar question. And if Dr. Minkoff was sitting here, most people take an amino acid called L-arginine. On the surface, this makes perfect sense, and L-arginine even turns into nitric oxide in the body. But, it's not always an effective way to boost it. It's really, you need the other cofactor amino acids like citrulline. So really what it gets down to, without going into detail in this, is, as Dr. Minkoff says, let's give the whole complete amino acid sequence to our body.
There's 9 amino acids, and they work in conjunction with each other. And if
give them to the body so the body can decide what it needs.
And if the chain isn't complete, remember what we talked about, that the body starts to discard it. And the discarding parts of the protein molecules are what cancer really loves, and uses that to kind of ferment it and separate it from the body. Has a fuel. So cancer has that fuel separated from the body. It's like something growing within you, but it's completely separate. It's out of control.
Well, as I told you, studying with the Loomis Institute, we've always known that when we see people have protein intolerance, we look for carbohydrate intolerance, fat intolerance, and protein intolerance. If you're not breaking these substances down, we're more likely to see hormonal disruption in someone who has fat intolerance. We're more likely to see heart disease in someone that has carbohydrate intolerance. And we're more likely to see cancers and other abnormal cell things with people who have protein intolerance.
Yeah, so taking the complete aminos is cool because it gets absorbed in the intestines, and you don't need the bacteria or anything like that. So
contact either one of us. We can get those to you, or go to bodyhealth.com, and we'll hopefully have Dr. Minkoff on soon. We'll be right back. We're going to take a short break.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And welcome back to the show. You know, Nora Gagatis recently published a book, which I was just reading, and
It's
really,
so good.
The Primal Fat Burner. And she talks a lot about animal fat there being the central to our human health. And the title of the article says here, dietary fat, how much?
Well, that's a big question that I get from clients and people that I'm coaching. You know, well, what do you mean, how much? And I think this article really hits it on the head, so let's dive in.
Well, from my own perspective, I'm looking at it a different way, is that we want to restrict carbohydrates, we know that. We want to restrict protein because of the longevity factor. And when we say, well, my diet is like 60-70% fat, people go, oh my God, I can't eat that much. But remember that the power of the molecules in fat are really super condensed.
Well, you get more than twice the caloric density.
Exactly.
So think of calories as the ability to put off heat.
So
you know, where you get 4 with a carb or protein, you're getting 9 with a gram
exactly.
of fat.
So imagine a piece of protein that's in your hand, usually the palm of the hand. This is the way I measure it, and then a little bit of fat to go along. A little bit of fat is not half of that.
Right.
It's a lot less than that because it's so powerful. And the way you start getting into this is that you'll be much more satisfied once you get off of the kind of clamp that sugar has on you and the carbohydrates, because they're very addicting. So once you get past that addiction point, and that could be 2 weeks, it could be a few days. Some people, it lasts a few months. You know, it depends how long you've been on this sad diet. So that's the way it is. It's a higher fat content, but not only by percentages, not by volume.
Percentage, not volume. That's exactly it. Maybe you want to put a different screen up there. So, as Nora said, there's confusion about fat. So more fat is not necessarily better. We know it's the quality and the kind of fat. And so let's explain this a little bit. So even though she made the title of her book, High Fat, Low Carb Paleo Diet, the intent was not to promote the consumption of extra dietary fat at every turn or to encourage, say, drinking lard. You know, we're just kind of joking a little bit here, but we've stated very much in this dietary approach, it's not so much a high-fat approach as it is a high percentage fat. Nico had explained it very well. So adding the word percentage to the cover of the book would have added an already busy title, so she explains it further in the content. So
she explains it very well in the book, over and over again.
Highly recommend the book. So when she's saying high fat diet, she's not talking about eating a stick of Kerrygold butter at every turn, although she did and lost 43 pounds.
And I've done that at the Pan Am.
Right, I remember when you told us that. This is what she means. Let's clarify. By eliminating sugary and starchy carbohydrates and moderating your protein intake while eating a wide variety of fibrous vegetables and greens, there is an automatic calorie vacuum created that needs to be filled if a person is to meet their energy caloric needs. So the natural place to go, if you're moderating those other two, is to the fat. But I want to also just really highlight what she said, while eating a wide variety of fibrous vegetables and greens. You know, Nico and I have been introducing you to Dr. Cowan. Dr. Cowan is also very involved in Weston A. Price, as is Nora and this group, you know, with this this trend. And we're going to be sharing a lot more information that he's sharing with us, ways to get a wide variety without eating tons of vegetables. I think this would appeal to you, because you and I have always had that stance where I've always loved the primal side of the variety of vegetables.
Right.
And you've always not cared for them as much, but here's a way that we can get those in, like tinctures.
Well, I do love vegetables. I like them. I don't like them raw that much, but I do like them, and I cook them mostly in either lard or sesame oil, and they're easy to digest for me, and they're a great accompaniment to a meal.
Well, we're going to introduce to Dr. Cowan's. They're coming in Violet, but we're going to get some type of code or something for our listeners because they're just so phenomenal. I've gotten mine in. I met him, but I want to get back to the article, but I just want you to note that she's clarifying that this is part.
Well, this is where people get tripped up, and this is what she says. It's really, that's why it needs to be clarified. The right idea is eating enough fat in order to meet your energetic and fat-soluble, nutrient-essential fatty acid needs.
So what she means when she says fat-soluble nutrient needs, we've covered this at length here, the fat-soluble activators, the reason you want vegetables cooked in, you know, maybe lightly steamed and then grass-fed butter added to it, or a healthy lard or something, is that these fats have the healthy nutrients that we need that we're not getting.
And it actually helps the vegetable nutrients get into your cells.
You can absorb
That's
the
where
minerals.
the signaling is. There's not a lot of signaling in the plant food itself. Most of the signal comes from the real healthy fat. And I want to emphasize one point. When we're talking about these foods, we're always talking about organic vegetables. We're always talking about local. And that's really important, folks. Find out where it's grown. We're always talking about, if you're eating a protein source from an animal, that the animal has to be humanely raised and eating its natural food. Not eating the slop that they give us too. And the last but not least is that pure water. Anything that you drink, and the best thing is water. Tea or coffee is fine. These are things that you need to really emphasize because it's about your health. It's about getting the nutrients. And if we're getting food from other sources that are not these three things, you're giving yourself a shortcoming there.
I mean, this is a very fine, like a fine-tuned instrument. You covered some great points there about getting your energetic and fat-soluble activator, nutrient, essential fatty acids. But what Nora says is rich foods are inherently satiating. After all, the idea here that we're purporting in what the lifestyle we want to share with you is to mimic the health-promoting and longevity effects. The only thing proven to extend longevity is calorie restriction, coupled with nutrient density, without feeling deprived.
Yeah, Matt from Vail has a nice statement here. He says, once you're fat adapted, you can go far longer in between meals, allowing your body more time to prioritize other functions like your immune system.
Bingo, that's exactly right, Matt.
That's an important statement right there, because this is exactly what's happening. All the things that your body is trying to do, it can't do because of you're giving your body not nutrients. You're giving your body just something, to fill the void.
The biggest stressor your body has is your incoming food, and it needs those breaks. This is why Nico and I are not supportive of this constant grazing, because constantly then if you're grazing, your immune system says, holy cow, what's this thing coming down the chute?
Yeah.
We've got to be on, it's like a fire alarm going off in your body. Oh my gosh, what is this? Is it friend or foe?
Yeah.
Is it toxic or not? What do we have to do? How do we conjugate? How do we break it down? But if you go with periods of time where you're not eating, you kick in and allow your enzymes to do proteolytic functions, cleaning up rogue proteins, kind of like waste management, clearing out things, cleaning out the joints.
Matt also says generally do a 16-hour daily overnight fast, and he gets a 24-hour fast in once a week. That's definitely really
You're
cool.
right on target
and
there,
then
Matt.
Dudette from the UK says French people, at least my mom's generation, used to not snack. And snacking is an industry in itself because these are manufactured foods that people want to sell and make a big profit out of. If you just listen to the guy who invented nachos, he went down to Mexico and was eating nachos, and he said, how do you make this stuff, And he had a friend who was in the extrusion business.
Right.
He said, I can make this stuff cheap.
Oh, it's
Of course
just
you can make it
disgusting.
cheap.
That's what happened with the Kellogg cereal company. They came up with extruded wheat. But thank you, Dudette. Nice to hear from you. She meant they were not eating between meals.
You're
Correct.
right. Yeah.
The French paradox, they don't. They eat French sauces and healthy fats, and never a large quantity. I've got some great French friends that give me some of their secrets.
I consider a snack a meal, so if I'm snacking, that's my meal.
Hey, guys, thanks for piping in. We love hearing from you. We have to take a break.
Yeah, and after the break, we're going to come into a scene from the Bigfoot universe and go through most of about 3 minutes of it.
Kind of highlight what Nico's getting ready to do. See you guys afterwards.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
No matter where you're listening to TFNN programming, you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones, iPads, and Android devices, located in the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and call-in talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com, educating investors. Up next, 9 before 9 with John Logan on TFNN.
Look at the X with the bend and all right there. This is really cool. I mean, they made stuff up there. It's unbelievable. What about that fireplace, man? I'm assuming I put that in. I don't know how I'll do the video, but Wow. I'm just gonna let this go until it runs out. My battery's going dead. Got plenty of memory in them. I did have 2 batteries, but I realized one was dead, so I left the charger in the car. I mean, I don't even want to talk about that chaos over there. That is just ridiculous. In the distance. All right, what a day. What a day. I've been here for 8 hours. I'm starving. All right, I walked about, I'm going to say I did 7 miles today. I really want to bring Nico in here, and I wanted to cut down. I don't want him having to run around, looking for stuff. I want him to know where everything was and save a lot of walking. I mean, I'm so hungry that I'm you get that sick feeling in your stomach. Look at that. There's the ends of them. Look at that. I've never found anything leaning that blatantly before. And look behind it, there's bends behind it. There's jungle gyms. There's X's. There's an X right there. This thing's incredible if you were looking from above. Again, burnt wood, replenished forest. Probably not, sometime not in our lifetime, but they they don't want, I think it's because they can use these, you get to too old of a forest. Look at that. I can't even begin to comprehend what's going on there. Right in those pine trees. It sounded like something was thrown. Not sure if the camera got that one or not. I know it looks like a bunch of wind, but it's not. I mean, maybe some of it is, but some of it isn't. They go into those deadfall areas and just start bending stuff, and I don't know what it is. Look at that. When I saw that, I was so happy. All right, you guys, more to come soon. I'll be back. I will be back here this week. Maybe. The weather's kind of weird this week.
All right, so that's our friend Mark.
And he actually mentioned your name. He says, I want this to be great so Nico can get through.
He did another video yesterday, and I was watching it this morning, and it was in a sane area. I mean, it just keeps getting better and better.
So you guys are going to be doing some filming together of your experience. It'll be on his YouTube site, and we'll get to share it to our listeners and everything.
Yeah, it's just going to be an exciting thing, and hopefully, it's going to be snowing up there, but hopefully we can see all this stuff. And he has some lower areas too, so it's just, basically it's for bonding with my son.
Very cool.
One of my biggest memories is with my dad, always fishing or snake hunting, which we always did. And this is a chance for my son and I. My son's in his 40s, in the mid-40s now. And it's been years since we really took any action together. We did very seldom because he was 3 years old when I left. And I had him over in Florida, for the summers. I'd go up to see him in the wintertime. But that's not enough time. We need to bond together, and this is going to be an exciting thing for us. So I'm excited.
It gives me goosebumps, Nico. I'm so excited for you, and I'm going to be thinking and saying prayers for your safe travels.
I'll be putting stuff on Facebook and stuff as we go along. So
that's right.
We'll see you in another week, and you guys have a great, safe week and be healthy.
That's right. See you next time.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his Opening Call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the Opening Call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.